Hi everyone, I'm Liz and welcome back to Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch for Flosstube episode 4. Thanks for joining me today. I'm so excited. I have so many fun things around me to show you guys today. I have five fully finished objects to show you. 3 of them are mine, and one of them is my mom's, and one of them is my sister's that they finished this week, and I fully finished for them. So yeah, I'm very excited. I also have a giveaway in this episode, which I'll get to later. So yeah, stick around. Lots of fun stuff today. So for previous finishes, I was gonna stick with my theme of Jolly July, Christmas in July, since this is the last Sunday in July that I'm filming. And I wanted to show you guys a couple of Christmas quilts that I've made. And I'll put the picture up on the screen since they're too large to hold and they were gifts, so I don't even have them in my home anymore. The first one is a quilt that I made for my sister Sarah. And I started with this Alexander Henry kind of Southwest Christmas print. And I pulled all the colors out of that print. And actually, I think I ended up finding a bundle of fat quarters at Cottonier, cottonier.com, and I'll link them below if you're, a quilter interested in fat quarter bundles. They do really cool, like kind of curated, specialized bundles, like not just like a fabric line, but they pull from different stuff. And so that's where I got all the fabrics for her quilt to match the Alexander Henry print. And I did just a simple half square triangle, all going the same way except one row reversed, just for a little bit of interest. No, I didn't follow a pattern. I just, did 2 half square triangles at a time and made, hundreds of half square triangles and then sewed them all together. And I just love how it turns out. It's like a little bit of a modernish, Christmas quilt, and it's beautiful. And she was very happy to receive it. So yeah, I'm super happy with how it turned out. So the next quilt that I have to show you is one I made for my mom. And actually I made both of these quilts 2 years ago. I just got like on a Christmas quilt kick. And so my sister Sarah and my mom both got quilts that year. And so my mom's quilt is Sawtooth Star, a little bit of a different take because I wanted to maximize my fat quarters. Again, I had a fat quarter bundle. And these are Bonnie and Camille Christmas prints. I'm forgetting the name, but I'll put it up on the screen. And this is just from 2 years ago, so I'm not sure if these fabrics are still available or not. But I love Bonnie and Camille prints. If you're a quilter, I'm sure you know them. So this one I did a big 16-inch Sawtooth Star, just using my prints in white. And it was really hard to get this quilt away. This is like exactly kind of my style of quilt that I love, and I wanted to keep it. But my mom loves it. She doesn't let anybody else touch it, her and like the grandbabies, that's it. So I know it's in good hands. And I really want to I have been collecting Christmas fabrics to make a similar one for myself. I just haven't had the time to make it yet, but yeah, I just love how it turned out. It was super simple. I had made a Then Came June pattern about a year previous to making this quilt, and she uses a method to make 4 flying geese at one time. I think it's probably been published elsewhere, but it was new to me when I did her pattern. And so making 4 flying geese at a time is such a time saver, especially for making these Sawtooth Star blocks. So yeah, highly recommend. And I'll link, to the method I'm talking about if any other quilters are interested. But yeah, Sawtooth Star is always such a classic, and I'm just so happy with how this quilt turned out. So those are my previous finishes for this week. So now let's get into finishes, because I have 5 whole things that were fully finished this week that I can't wait to show you. So the first one is the project I showed you last week, Think Happy Thoughts, and I can't even believe it's already framed. There it is. Think Happy Thoughts. Trying to get it all in camera here. Yeah, so this one, I was thinking about framing myself. I ended up not doing that. I took it to my local frame shop in Cedar Park called Hang Ups, if anybody else is in the Austin Cedar Park area. I think they've been affected by COVID in terms of, you know, a lot of customers are not coming in. So I dropped this off on Monday and they had it back to me on Friday. So I think their normal turnaround is 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but yeah, I am so happy. I, of course, you know, kind of paid the premium to have it done professionally, but this was such a big piece that I worked on for so long, and I just wanted it done, you know, perfectly. This is on a needlepoint canvas, and I've never framed anything on needlepoint canvas, and so I blocked this myself right after the video last week after I showed it to everybody. But it was pretty intimidating to think about framing this myself, so I did end up taking this to the framer, and I am just obsessed with the job they did. This is kind of a natural, kind of a textured, shiny finish, but like a cream color that matches the white. Sorry for the green reflection. This is the museum glass, so it's super, super invisible, but when direct light shines on it, it does have a little bit of a green cast, so you can see my little ring light there. Yeah, but I'm just so happy with how this turned out. I have a spot on my wall in my bedroom for it right now, although I kind of want it somewhere in the craft room. So for now, I've just like, I need to get on the wall because I want to look at this every day. So it's in my bedroom for now. But yeah, that was my first finish. So next up is something that my sister Sarah finished. That just came out so nice. So this is Alpine by Satsuma Street. And she did all the stitching, and I fully finished this for her yesterday. It looks so great. She used the called for DMCs, and she used a piece of fabric that I gave her. So this is a 32 count lamb's wool Jobelin, which I think is a really nice fabric to work with. She doesn't cross stitch a ton, and she found it super easy to work with. And she actually took another piece from me last night to start something else new. So that's exciting. I'm just getting, you know, my mom and sisters who are kind of, you know, do cross stitch every once in a while to jump back into it full time with me. And so I fully finished this using a piece of sticky board cut to match the size of the piece. And so I stretched the cross stitch over sticky board, and then for the back I cut a piece of sticky board slightly smaller to cover up all the loose edges and to give a little more stability, because this is going to hang on the wall, so I want it to stay nice and flat. And then I just used a piece of felt to cover up the whole thing and to tuck the ends of the string in. And so yeah, so now this is ready to go and ready for her to hang on her wall. So Sarah, I hope you like it. So next up on the finishing parade is a Christmas ornament that my mom stitched. It is one I've stitched before, but I don't think I've shown it on this channel yet. It's in my box of ornaments. But this is a Lizzie Kate, what are they called? Christmas Tidings. I'll put the pattern up on the screen so you can see which one it is. But I have a lot of these, and here is the little ornament she made. It's so cute. I was drawn to this one too when I stitched it because it kind of is reminiscent of a quilt block. It's like a little 9 patch with little designs in each one. And even, you know, this is like very quilt reminiscent. So for this one, all I did was a piece of sticky board for the ornament front. And then I just glued red rickrack all around the back of it and finished it off with a piece of felt to close everything up. And then on the front, I added a little hanger with a little bow, just to make it extra, extra cute. Oh, I love how this turned out. So, Mom, there's your ornament. You can come get it later. Okay, so let's talk about the things, well, besides Think Happy Thoughts, but let's talk about the things I fully finished this week, which I'm very excited about for myself. So the first one is Mary 1. That's the pattern I did. It's a Plum Street sampler. This is, did I stitch on anything of the called for? No, I didn't. So here it is. Yay! I did walnut shells, so it's a little bit, you know, of a loosey-goosey, which I love. I also love this little stamp in the corner here. I did change up some of the colors. I used a lot of the called for, but it actually calls for this German chocolate color, which is kind of a reddy brown for the berries. And I liked the cherry cobbler, so I just went ahead and made all the little berries red. Yeah, and I think I might have changed the color of the deer to brighten them up a little bit. I think I used bright leaf instead of whatever they called for. And I used 36 count raw natural Zweigart, which is a nice kind of gray base. And then I just finished this with some red and white dots and some vanilla chenille trim from Lady Dot Creates. So yeah. So happy with how that turned out. This has been a whip since right before last Christmas. I just didn't finish it in time for last Christmas and kind of put it away. And so last week after my video, I was digging through my bin of whips and I was like, what's something I can finish this week so I can make sure I have a finish, not realizing that I would have 5. And this guy literally just needed like his back stitching and a couple more berries. And I was like, yep, done. Let's finish this guy up. So yeah, so that's going to get added to the Christmas pillow bowl this year. I'm very excited. Okay. So finally, the last thing that I finished and fully finished this week is my Land of Liberty by Brenda Gervais. And here it is. Here's Land of Liberty. I love it. Yeah, this turned out really, really nice. I'm really glad I had the idea to use this frame for it. If you missed my earlier video, I talked about the fact that I had this frame left over from a project I framed for my mom because I had bought 2 options online and didn't end up using this one. And so I just set it aside and I was like, eventually I'll have something for it. And I was going through my pattern stash and I realized that this was kind of the perfect size to fit in this frame. And so I based my colors that I use, the colors of floss that I use, kind of around the frame. So I changed the letter color to Mocha by Weeks Dye Works, which I feel like just really matches with the frame. And then I used the called for reds and blues, but then I just picked a white I had. I think it was oatmeal. Yeah, and this is on R&R Iced Cappuccino fabric, and it's on a 36 count. So yeah, that's my Land of Liberty all finished up. I did frame it myself. I wrapped it around foam board, acid-free foam board, and used the pin method. I think Kitten Stitcher has a really good tutorial on that. So I pinned my fabric around, well, I put batting on the foam board and then wrapped, pinned, used double-sided mounting adhesive to stick my corners down on the back, and then I used a craft paper to seal it all into place and put on some 2 little hanging tabs. I just need to get some wire in there. And yeah, so now this is all ready to go and I'm just so happy with how it turned out. Oh gosh, the little white's washing out, but there are little white stars around it as well, which you can see better in person, but yay! Oh my gosh, so that's finishes, and that's like, you know, 10 minutes worth of finishes, so I hope you enjoy. Okay, so what's next? Let's talk about what I worked on this week. What did not get finished, but I've got some time. The first thing, as always, is Rob's Christmas stocking. And let's see. And here is where that's at. So I think I spent some more time down here working on the bookcase that's over here, working a little bit more on the desk. I probably only put 4 or 5 hours into that this week, so not probably as much time as I should. So goal for this week is to get a couple more additional hours on this to catch this kind of back up, to make sure I'm on track for finishing by November 1st, so I can get this all made into an ornament, or not an ornament, made into a stocking, which I'm a little intimidated and nervous about, but I've got 3 months to watch endless, well, hopefully there's endless available tutorials on how to make a stocking. I'll figure it out. It'll be fine. So next up was a brand new start. And if you follow me on Instagram, you might have already seen this, but oh, I'm so excited. I started The Visitor by Blackberry Rabbit. And here is where I am so far. Oh, it's so cool. I love it. Yeah, so I'm just up in the top right of the pattern working on the pink flowers. I started a little bit, oh gosh, I have paint on my hands from yesterday. I have started the beehive and started the first leaf down here. I actually realized I was missing a few of the colors. I had tried to kit it up, I think at 1, 2, 3 Stitch, but they were out of a lot of the gentle arts. So, and that included several of the greens, which is why I just have that kind of dark green in place right now. So those are on their way now. I think Hobby House Needleworks had the gentle arts that I needed in stock. So yeah, I'll get to make a little more progress on this next week. Until then, until I get those flosses, I'll probably just put this one away. And so this now leads me to my giveaway. When I was buying this pattern a few months ago, I accidentally bought 2. I don't know how. This one I think came from Farmer's Attic on Etsy, and this one came from 1, 2, 3 Stitch. Oops. Yeah. So I'm gonna do a giveaway. If anybody would like to stitch The Visitor by the Blackberry Rabbit, this is a brand new, unopened, not used chart. And in order to win this, you need to be subscribed to my channel, like the video, and leave a comment. And in the comment, if you don't mind telling me your favorite place to spend stitching money, like where do you find the best charts, who has like the quickest shipping, I don't know, like what's your favorite place to shop, because you know I can always use some more shops in my list. And so after you answer the question, if you'll just use Visitor in your comment somewhere, that'll help me identify that you want to be entered to win this pattern. So yeah, just comment Visitor and let me know where you like to shop. And then in my next video, which will probably be a week from today, so in my next video, I'll pick a winner and send this out to somebody. It can be open to anywhere. If for some reason I have difficulty shipping to a certain country, like my sister is actually, she lives in, one of my sisters, I have a lot, lives in Dubai in UAE, and we have been trying to ship stuff to her for months, and it has been impossible. Like the USPS was not shipping until recently to the UAE, just because of the COVID stuff. And my little sister, Lynn, she actually just had a baby girl, her second baby, and, you know, we had baby quilts and clothes, and, you know, she wasn't able to come for the summer. She was having a baby, and we wanted to send all the stuff to her, and yeah, no, COVID just was like, no, thank you. We're not shipping things across the world anymore. So that was like a long rant just to say that this is open to anyone who wants to enter. If you're not based in the US, that's totally fine. But if for some reason I have trouble shipping, you know, up to the winter and they're not in the US, I'll reach out and we'll figure out an alternate plan. But yeah, so I really hope whoever wins this wants to stitch this with me, because I have not seen any, I can't find progress pictures, which after everybody pointed out where to see land that I love progress last week, I think I'm just bad at searching hashtags. So I'm gonna get better at that. And thank you for all the recommendations on who is stitching land that I love, because I went and watched some videos and saw some awesome progress on some people's land that I love. So thank you for that. Yeah, so that's the giveaway. Just mention Visitor and where you like to stitch, or where you like to spend your stitching money. And one of you can win this. Yay. All right, let's move on to what else I was stitching on. So the next thing is land that I love. Here is the pattern. Such a gorgeous sampler. Ugh. I have like only wanted to stitch on this. It's like all I want to be doing. All I want to be doing. But I am working on other stuff, of course. Okay. So here is my progress. Yay. And I'll give you a little close-up look. So I always start in the top right. I stitch in hand and I stitch right to left and up and down. And so I started up here, but I quickly realized that I wanted to get to the bottom, oops, to work on the first house, because I didn't want to leave all 3 houses to the end and just have the bottom be this huge blocks of fill-in, because that just wouldn't be fun for the end of the project. So I worked my way down and I did the whole right side border and turned the corner, and then started building out the first little salt box house, which is adorable. I love this dolphin blue color. It's got very subtle variegation, and I just think it's beautiful. So yeah, so I'm about almost to the front door here, I think. Oh yeah, I think I started on the little front door molding. So yeah, this has just been so much fun to stitch on. I love it. I did hand dye my own linen. This is a 36 count Limestone Zweigart, and I overdyed it with brown and gray Rit dye to deepen the colors up, but then I'm using all of the called for colors, and I am really liking how they're showing up on my fabric. I've watched a lot of videos of people talking about their colors popping or not popping on their fabric, and I'm kind of glad I didn't go with the tin roof based on all the struggles that some people are having with it. I think I was watching Christy at Crosshatch Quilts talk about, you know, she was a little unsure of some of her colors and she might change some. Was that Christy? No, it wasn't. It was Olivia at Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. That's who was talking. I watched them both yesterday and they both showed off their land that I love, which was great. But Olivia, I think, was mentioning that she's using 2 strands on 35 count to kind of get a better, like, get the colors to pop a little bit better. But I think my fabric's just a slightly different tone, which might have been similar to what she used on the cover, honestly. I'm not sure. And yeah, I just am loving how this one is turning out. Yay. So I think after I finish stitching this whole first house right here, I'll probably come back up and start, you know, working my way across the top. We'll see. Just realized I forgot to mention on Blackberry Rabbit that I'm working with all the called for colors, and I'm using a Seraphim Dusty Road fabric. If I forget to mention what fabric I'm using or what colors I'm using, first feel free to ask me in the comments. I go in there and respond all the time. but I'm gonna try and start including that information in my drop down box, in the little details, because I've started saving that on my I've started saving that on my computer somewhere, so I think I can just copy and paste that info into my drop down box. So I'll try that in today's video. So if I haven't mentioned what I stitched on or colors, if I change colors, feel free to ask or look in the drop down box. Yeah. Okay, and so the last thing that I worked on this week, and I only worked on this last Sunday after I filmed, for Stitch Lilies on Sunday Sal that Cynthia Brew of Stitching in the Light had started. And here is my progress. Oh gosh, so big. Yeah, so you can see I've gotten the border all the way to the side over here and all the way down on the bottom, so I can kind of see the full scale of this big old thing, which I love. Oh my god, Lilies is so good. So I worked this week on this pretty little moth. Started that. I think I finished, oh yeah, I finished that purple and pink tree down there and started on this little green guy. Yeah, so I just did a little bit last Sunday for a few hours and love it. Loving this one. Nicole from Nicole's Needlework had a new video this week and she showed her progress and she has like the whole bottom done and I'm so jealous of her progress. It looks amazing. So I need to keep chugging along so I can catch up to Nicole on this one. I don't get jealous of her progress. I get excited about mine. Okay, so that was everything that I worked on this week, which was a lot. I got a lot done this week. You know, I was kind of thinking about like these weekly videos, am I going to have enough to show? So far, yes. But I am not going to have a week where I have 5 fully finished objects again, I don't think, until it gets closer to Christmas and I'm finishing Christmas projects and Christmas ornaments and presents and things. So, you know, but yeah, this was a fun week. I got a lot of stitching time in. So I also got a few things in the mail, kitted up a couple things. So let me show you that. The first thing is based on all of your guys' suggestions. A couple videos ago, I asked for suggestions on fall Halloween-esque patterns, and I ordered a bunch, and they all started coming in. So let me show you what I ended up getting. The first one is the Spooky Halloween Tree by Trilogy. Here's that guy. So cute. So little. I think perfect for a tiny little pillow, or maybe even an ornament. My boyfriend and I were looking at some really cute Satsuma Street Halloween ornaments that I think are new to her shop. And I was contemplating a Halloween tree, but like a little, like kind of wire, like, you know, those like black wire trees, to sit on like the entry table. And then I would just hang up little ornaments instead of maybe doing the pillow bowl. I don't know, just exploring ideas. I don't know if it'll happen for this year or not, but that's the first pattern I got. The next one was recommended a couple of different times, so thank you, is Yield Crow. And I had seen Misty from Luminous Fiber Arts talk about this one before as well. It's so cool. So I don't know, and I also know that some people have stitched like the pumpkin in different colors or like their initials in different colors. So I'm not sure what I'll do. I did buy a skein of Dinky Dyes, which is like one of my favorite silks to work with. Well, I kind of love anything silk, but I got this charcoal color, which is not quite as black as I thought it would be. So I'm not sure. I might use this, I might not. I think I also do have the onyx that this calls for by Weeks. Yeah, so that's another pattern I got. Another one is Plum Street Samplers Goodness and Plenty. And I really love this little blackbird and the flowers and the quilt stars. They're all beautiful, but I think this is the first one I want to stitch. Then I got a lot of Plum Street. I got Plum Street Samplers the Black Cherry Tart. And so I've done one of her tarts patterns before. So I actually have a 5-pack, well, I guess I have 4 now, of the little Wilton tart pans that these fit into. So I got 2 more of these kind of tart patterns to finish up. So this one is the Black Cherry Tart. And then I also got from Plum Street Samplers Olga's Tart, which is this little black cat. So cute. And a couple of people had recommended this one as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It's so cute. Yeah, so that is kind of my fall haul, my Halloween haul. Another pattern I got this week was Festive Little Fobs Stitching Edition. I just love little smalls like this, and she has all these Festive Little Fob series are so cute. So I wanted the stitching related ones for like maybe little thread drops or scissor fobs, or I don't even know, but yeah, so I got this Festive Little Fobs pattern. I also got all of the floss, the fall floss for, I believe, this pattern and which one? Olga's Tart. So I think these will probably be some of the first ones I stitched because I did kit up the floss, the flosses for those. So, yay, more floss. Okay, so next up, I have, oh, actually, yeah, I have one last, well, I have a few patterns. I had a lot of things come in the mail this week, guys. This is the Christmas Square Dance by Heart and Hand. And this is something I had ordered, I think I looked at it, it was in early May. From 123 Stitch, and I guess it, like, by the time I ordered it, it had gone out of stock and was back ordered. So I just got like a random shipping notification last week that something was on its way to me, and I was like, what? And yeah, so I guess I had placed such a large order before, I had no idea that this wasn't in it. Yeah, great bookkeeping, Elizabeth. And so I, anyways, I got this in the mail randomly and I'd completely forgotten I bought it. I'm so happy I did. I love the little wish and the stockings and of course the little trees, the angels. It's all so cute. And I know she has more of these. So, yeah, she has the Heart Hand has a lot of great, ornament options, that are readily available if anybody needs Christmas ornament ideas. Okay. And then the last pattern that I got this week is actually a kit, and it's called Things of Summer, and this is by Alicia Paulsen. She's the designer who did the Sweetie Pie ABCs that I showed you last week, and so when I was linking to her site, I saw that she had one other kit available, and I think this is a new kit, and it's these summer things, and I just loved it so much. This comes with the called for Lugana. I think it's a Lugana, yeah. And it's some sort of even weave. And then all of the floss, because there's like 40 something colors, but it comes with all the floss. I just have to figure out what color everything is. There's a color guide somewhere in here, so wish me luck on this. But yeah, I don't know if this will get started right now. It might wait till next summer, but I just love this. And while she had the kits available, I wanted to grab it. I'll link her shop again below in case anybody is interested, because these you can't find, I think, on anybody else's website. It's just through her. Okay, so I also bought some fabric, which I said I wasn't going to do, but I needed some 28 count for some prairie schooler stuff I have in mind, and the size of it doesn't really lend itself to a smaller count, so I wanted to get some 28 count. So I placed an order from Kitten Stitcher because she has some great fabric. So this is 28 count wheat. Is this just a plain Zweigart linen? What is this? I don't remember now what the type of fabric is. It looks more like a linen than an even weave. Yeah, I think it's just a wheat Zweigart linen. 28 count wheat. And then I also got a piece of 28 count Zweigart ivory. You can see the two colors side by side, pretty different. Wheat and ivory. Wheat is right here, ivory. And then I also got a piece of 36 count Picture This Plus fawn, which is just a beautiful, beautiful brown. Yeah, like kind of a light gray toned brown. Yeah, so got lots of nice new fabrics. And then the last thing I got was something I've been wanting for so long. And so many people have stitched such beautiful versions of this that I just had to have it. I put it in my little Tula Pink bag, project bag that I made. And this is Oh Joyous Day by Blackbird Designs. I think the latest finish I saw was Brenda, of Brenda and the Cereal Starter. She just finished hers and is sending it off. Did she get it? No, she had just finished it and she was going to send it off to get framed. And it is just beautiful. What finally did me in was this little rainbow alphabet, seeing that all up close with just like the combination of the flowers, this pink house. Like, I had already, you know, been on the edge of buying it so many different times, but just seeing her up close version and then, you know, seeing everyone else's finishes. Barbara's daughter, Kim, has finished hers. Who else? Nicole is, I think, just across the bottom band. There's a lot of people working on this and it is so beautiful. So I was like, I'm getting this, I'm kitting it up because I want to start it soon. Not too soon, but this is on my immediate radar, as Brenda and Laura like to say. So I got the threads. I'm missing a couple of them, so I placed an order with the threads I was missing for the Visitor, so hopefully I'll have those soon. And then my dilemma is fabric. So I have this 36 count iced cappuccino from R&R, which, you know, I think could look great, right? This is not really, it's not really mottled. It's just kind of a nice soft color that I think the reds and pinks, you know, would really pop on. But the pattern calls for Legacy by Picture This Plus, which is kind of a green beige. And I don't have a piece of 36, which is the cowled for, but I do have a piece of 40. And so here is the Legacy by Picture This Plus. Obviously you can see it's much more mottled, a lot more color variation, a lot greener. And here it is with the thread. So I do have a piece of 36 count Legacy on order. I could make it work on this piece of 40 count I have, but I would only have like a 1.5, 1 3/4 inch margin. So I don't know if I want to do that. But I would really like to ask for you guys' help. If anybody has a strong opinion on, they're very different if you look at them together, on the iced cappuccino or the Legacy, please let me know. I honestly don't know. I think, I don't know. I mean, I should probably just go for the called for because the picture is beautiful. Everybody who's stitching on the called for is coming out so well. So who am I to, buck tradition? But I also feel like on the plainer fabric, these might pop a little bit more, be a little brighter. I don't know. Anyways, that's just, nothing I'm going to start this week, but well, I say that. No, nothing I'm going to start this week, but just what I'm thinking about. So if anybody has a strong preference, tell me which one of these fabrics you prefer. I would love to know. Need some help. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's all I have to talk to you guys about this week. Yeah, so had a lot of good finishes, worked on a lot of fun stuff, got a lot of fun projects. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.